Hey everybody, and welcome to another segment of Indie Artist Reveal Worldwide. I'm Sabrina Taylor. Hey there. I see you guys are coming in. I want to say hey to my YouTubers. Hello, my Facebook watchers. I am so happy and honored to have you on the show tonight with me. Very special guest, always. On a Music Monday, Sabrina's always excited and on pins and needles because, these are some amazing artists from all around the world. This time, I've got an artist from Memphis, Tennessee, native of Memphis, and he's just got a background that I think is amazing. And we're going to share that background. But before we do, handhelds, please. I want you to, I hope you're on your laptop because that means you would have to get out of the live to share. But if you have to do that, make sure you pop back in, share, and let everybody know that we are on the air with our special guest tonight. And I'm bringing in Eldrick Rodgers, singer, songwriter, arranger, producer. You're wearing a bunch of hats there, my friend. How are you tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you, Miss Sabrina?
I'm good. I am good. I'm so honored to have you on the platform. How's it been going? How's it been going with you? What's happening?
It's going pretty good. Going pretty good. We have a new single out, and we're just doing everything that we can to promote it and to bring some attention to it and doing so many other different things, family stuff, and so I'm just trying to stay busy as much as possible.
Of course. And it was Mother's Day yesterday.
Yes,
So
it
did you
was.
hang with moms?
We did.
Treat her right. You did her good. Yep.
Did her good. And brought a few little tears to her eyes, and
I know.
and
Yeah.
so. But yeah, it was. We always have a great time hanging out with Mom, and she's such a great support to the family, and she's such a great support to me and my music ministry. And so I try to do everything I can, whatever I can, to make sure that she's happy and she's content. She doesn't need anything, and while she's still with us, so give her flowers while she lives.
That is a great thing. Honor your mother while she's here. Excuse me, and just make her smile because I tell you the things we've put them through. That's a whole other life.
Well, that's a whole nother lie. We don't want to talk about that.
You sure you don't want to let us in on a few little of your dirty little secrets? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding because I got a few. I hope stays buried, right?
I know.
Things that we don't want others to know about, but moms are a blessing, and
yes,
I hope everybody had a great day yesterday with their moms. And for those whose moms have passed away, our prayers go out to you.
Yes.
I know it can be especially difficult on Mother's Day and other holidays like their birthdays and Christmas, because it's the mom that kind of is the hub of everything. She makes things flow. Mm-hmm.
Right.
So our hearts go out to all of you who've lost your moms, but just think of it. Keep those memories alive as best you possibly can. I lost my dad in 2003.
Okay.
And so all we can
do. So
did
I.
You did?
What? Yeah.
Wow.
Sure did.
Yeah. So you can only just keep those great memories alive. That's what you can do to honor their memory. Honor their memory.
And my heart goes out to those. This is the first year. Mom is not around. My mom is not with you. So just like Sabrina says, stay encouraged and keep those memories close to your heart. And she's going to always be there with you in your heart and in your mind. And, just don't forget Mom. She's going to always be there for you.
Always,
Be there every day with
always,
you, always.
always. I love that. Thank you so much. Well, we want to start poking our nose in some of your business.
Here we go.
It's
Here
on a
we
good. It's
go.
all about music. Nothing
Yeah.
personal. Just all about the music. You've got, like you said, you've got a new single, but even before this new single, this isn't your first rodeo, is it?
No, no,
No,
no, it's not. It's not.
you've done.
I've done several singles, and each one goes higher and higher, go to a whole different level,
Yeah,
and so yeah, I've been trying to build on my build on my gift and my songwriting skills and my networking skills to make each song better and better. So
I think you're doing an excellent job. I went back over the span of the week, right? Like I do with
mhm,
all the other artists, and I listened to what's available because sometimes what's out there
mhm.
doesn't necessarily represent everything that you've done.
Sure, sure.
But you've got some great music out there,
Thank you, thank you,
and the arrangements are amazing. The
thank you.
sound
Yeah,
quality
thank you.
is excellent.
Yeah,
Um, and so
thank you, thank
I
you.
want to talk about that before we leave. But before we get into the meat and potatoes of how great of a writer and arranger you are, I want to talk about what got you connected into music, Eldrick.
Oh wow! So music for me started as a kid. You know, my mom brought us up in the Church of God in Christ, and and she drug us to church. What? How many times a week? How many times a week? 3, 4 times a week. And my
Uh-oh.
mom was a singer. My mom was a singer, and she has that Jermaine Hawkins type of a voice, and so she had us in the choirs, and when the Kojic convocations were here each year, and mom had us right there in the front row of in front of Madam Arthur Clark singing as kids, as little kids, and so we had that experience of shoes flying in. And being in the presence of greatness when it comes to gospel music. But I
Sure.
have been right. I started writing music. I've had that music bug from a child. Ever since
Yeah.
I was a child, and I used to dream of music in my sleep and have these beautiful melodic music just playing in my dreams. And then when I wake up, I can
Hmm.
never remember. Oh my God, that was so beautiful, but I can't remember what it was that I dreamt about.
Sure.
So I started getting a tape recorder as a kid, and
Hmm.
those little cassettes,
Hmm.
with the little strings in it. And
Hmm.
remember I used to sleep with that cassette right next to me as I slept, and then so that when I woke up, I would try to get a glimpse of what I dreamt about. So for a while, I still couldn't remember, but as I got older and got older, I started to remember some of those things. They were never the full song. It's almost like a prophecy. All right,
Sure. Sure.
you never get the whole entire prophecy, but you
Mm-mm.
get pieces and glimpses of it. And
Absolutely.
so I would take those little pieces and glimpses of the songs that I heard in my dreams, and then I would build upon it. I would try to make a whole song out of it. But that's kind of where how I got started with writing music into music. And then in the church, I was a part of the children's choir, and I sang a lot. I had a better voice then when I was a kid, when I was younger, and
Yeah.
sang a part of this. We had a young people's choir called the Starlets, and
Oh, oh wow. Not the
that was our
starlet.
name.
So cute. So
Starlets,
cute.
yeah. So
Uh,
music from a child has always been a part of me. Yeah.
and
Mhm.
I can definitely identify starting in youth choir and
Mhm.
um directing, leading. I think most of us in music, in the
Mhm.
African American
Yes.
households, can say, "Oh, I was a kid in
Yeah.
church, and I
Yeah.
sang in choir, or I played guitar, or
Mhm.
percussion, or something related to church." And I
Yes.
think that's a great foundation. Do you know what I mean? Because that helps to
Mhm.
shape you and give you
Yes.
a,
A
a
great
great
foundation.
platform. It's an amazing
Yeah.
foundation, yeah,
Mhm.
to
Yeah.
build on, right?
Yeah, and especially if you are a gifted child singer,
Correct.
they
Yeah.
then they're going to always put you up to do
Yep.
solos or to lead
Mhm.
songs. And as a child, then you have that experience of being in front of people,
In front of
and
people. Yeah.
that experience of ministry in front of people, and you kind of grow up and mature that gift that God has given
Yeah.
you.
Exactly. Did you play instruments? Any instruments?
No, no, no.
I didn't either. I didn't either.
Not
I
as a kid, no, no. We
Right.
had a piano. We had a piano in our home, but
Mhm. Mhm.
no, I could never pick it up. But
Really?
I
So it's
do. But mhm, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead and
No,
finish.
I was going to say eventually, as I went to school, I did learn more about the keyboard and my music, and we can talk about that later.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
not as a
Totally.
child. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think my grandmother had a piano. It was out of tune,
Mhm.
but it was yet a piano, and I would play "Sweet Hour of Prayer" by ear. And I
Really,
don't know
really.
why that song, because there were many
Mhm.
songs that I liked, and um, I love to hear Edwin Hawkins,
Yeah.
um, and who for you was like a great influence or influencers in great gospel music when you were growing up?
Oh man, my mom to this day, I was with her on Christmas, I think it's Christmas, and I bought her a turntable
Yeah,
for Christmas because she still have those old albums from back in the day. And so those artists back in the day that was such a great influence were the Clark sisters and
correct.
Walter Hawkins,
That's
you
it.
know,
Mhm.
James Cleveland,
Yep.
Donnie McClurkin,
Hmm.
and all of those traditional cats who were a great influence,
You,
in my music.
you, since you're kind of like a choir kind of person,
Yes, yes,
you
yes,
remember Yolanda Adams as lead in the Southeast
yes,
Inspirational
yes.
Choir? Do you remember?
Southeast, yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my
Was
God.
it was that what she did going up yonder? Yeah,
No, no, that was, I think that was one of the Hawkins, but she did, oh gosh,
sacrifice his life for my liberty,
My Liberty. That
for
was
my
the name of
liberty.
it.
Yep,
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 that's it.
exactly.
I
Yeah. Now
love
that,
that song. And the
yeah.
oh my God, the
Oh my
organ,
God. Oh yes.
it was just amazing. And
It
I
was
would
amazing.
literally
Yep.
sit at, we had a piece of furniture that had a turntable inside, right?
Yeah.
So,
Right.
you had the turntable on one side and the radio on the other, right?
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
would sit right along the side of the speaker
Yeah.
because I wanted to hear all the parts,
Yeah.
you know? Because as
Right.
a director, I would teach all the parts
Okay.
and I
Yes.
could sing all the parts.
Yep.
Um, well, three-part harmony. I couldn't do bass. It was just tenor,
Yeah.
alto, and soprano.
Right. Right.
But yeah, I would have my ear glued to the speaker. And do
Yeah.
you know, we still, after, how old was I? I had to be 8.
Mhm.
50 years later, because I am
Mhm.
58. Do you know we
Okay.
still
58.
have that?
Yeah.
We,
Okay. You
yeah,
58.
thank you. But do you know we still have that piece of furniture right now?
Hey, wow.
Yeah,
Really?
I
Wow.
don't think it works,
Yeah. Wow.
but it's an antique now. You know what I mean?
Wow. Wow. It
So
is. Yeah. Wow.
yeah,
That's
so
amazing.
I know it
It's
is. It's
amazing.
so amazing, so amazing. Well,
Yeah.
listen, we're going to take the first break of the night. We are right
Okay.
on time. I love when it works out like this. We're going to
Yes.
take the first break. We're going to have a lot more conversation.
Okay.
Definitely going to get into the meat and potatoes of the premiere.
Okay.
Give Peace a chance. So hang out. And we'll be back in just a few minutes right here on Indie Artist Reveal Worldwide.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Join us every Monday at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time to hear the stories of artists you love and discover artists you'll learn to love on Indie Artist Reveal Worldwide via Facebook and YouTube. The expansion continues. You can locate us on 10 affiliate radio stations, rebroadcasting Indie Artist Reveal Worldwide segments around the globe. Come on, join the indie community.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. Sabrina Taylor here with her special guest, Eldrick Rodgers. And if you're just joining us, it's an excellent time to do so. Want you to share and let everybody know we are on the air. This is an amazing creative. I was reading your bio. You are a product of the Berklee School of Music. No wonder
Yes.
you're so excellent. Everybody that I know who comes out of that school does amazing things.
Nice,
Yeah,
yes.
really, seriously. Is there a highlight of your time at Berklee that you can share with us right now?
Yes, I love the Berklee School of Music. I took a course there called Writing Hit Songs, um, and there, it was an amazing experience because what they did was they introduced in the class all of the hits. And I can say there were so many hits: Michael Jackson,
Yeah.
Billie Jean, all of those wonderful hits that we have heard over the years, and we analyzed those, and we learned how they were written. In the styles of music, and the styles of playing, and the style of creating the songs. And so that was such a great experience. And what they taught us is that you can take their techniques and their style of how they wrote these amazing songs and apply them to your own personal music. And that was such a great experience, which is where this song "Give Peace a Chance" really was birthed out of that class.
Wow. So
Yeah.
I want to talk about your initial breakthrough in songwriting. You were very
Mhm.
young. I mean, like what,
Yes.
19
Um,
ish?
yeah, 19-ish was when I had when the first song that I wrote was um, 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 I'll give it. Be All You Can Be. It was a song. It was a song written for a young girl, young girl who was performing on the stage in a play at the Old Daisy Theater, New Daisy Theater. No, it was the Old Daisy Theater then, here in Memphis. And
Oh,
and her father came. And father came to me and says, "Eldrick, I hear you write music, and can you write a song for my daughter to perform on this stage play?" I was like, "Oh
aw.
wow, goodness." And so I found inspiration, and God gave me inspiration to write a song that says, "You're free, be all you can be."
Right.
And that was the first opportunity that I had to for hundreds of people to hear a song that I wrote, and I was very young at that time,
Sure.
and that was really the beginning of my bug to start writing music and write great music.
Wow. Wow. So talk about your um, your writing style, since we're talking
Mhm,
about now writing. What does it look like when you're writing? I mean, where's your inspiration coming from? Is it a sound, a place,
mhm,
a city, a thought, a dream?
mhm.
How do you get your inspiration? What does it look like, Eldrick?
So my inspiration a lot comes from my dreams still. I'm
Mm-hmm.
57 and I still get inspirations from my dreams. However, now my dreams are more defined. I can remember them better now. And by me having a learning or education now on how to write songs properly, now I can take pieces of a song that I hear in my dream and apply what I've learned in Berkeley and apply what I've learned in school and my other experiences to create an entire song.
Yeah.
And so with the verse, chorus, bridge, and all those things applied to it. So my inspirations pretty much comes from my dreams. Sometimes I can be at a concert. I was
Yep.
at my mom's church. I was at my mom's church last year for Mother's Day, and there was her first lady was preaching, and while she was preaching, right then and there, a beautiful choir song came to me just off of what she was teaching on that Sunday morning. So my inspiration will come from so many different areas and so many different ways.
How did you capture that? I mean, you're sitting listening. How could you capture and retain the inspiration that you received?
So while the first lady was preaching, I got my phone.
How did I know that?
And
I knew you were doing that. I had to ask. It's like, excuse me.
I kneeled down, and my mom was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I'm recording
Capturing
a
the
song."
moment. Exactly. We're
Moment.
capturing the moment. This is history in the making right here.
This phone is full of songs and ideas and inspirations, and so I can't wait to put some of this music out.
And apparently you like to collaborate because
Yes.
as as I look at what's already out there,
Mhm.
you've collaborated prior with an artist as well. And
Yes.
so we were kind of hoping that the artist who's singing and being featured tonight would come in and just share his overall heart of the song and how he
Sure.
felt while he was delivering it.
Sure.
Sorry that he couldn't make it, but I love the collaborative process
I do too.
because we
I do
can
too.
draw so much from each other. You know, being an
Yes.
island
Yes.
within yourself is just, I don't think it's a good thing.
Yes.
But when we collaborate, you know, it teaches us unity, even when we're not
Yes.
looking to learn that.
Yes.
We're garnering and learning things from each other, processes like ideas like, oh, I would have never thought about
I
that. You
never
know what I
thought that.
mean?
I never thought that. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Exactly.
Absolutely. So,
Exactly.
so I love the collaboration process. So since we are kind of talking about the collaborative process, so
Mhm.
you have how many? So am I right? Was it two collaborations? Is that what you have to date on your, you know, your achievement wall, so to speak? Is two collaborations with other artists, or do you have more?
So I collaborate. I did a song that was produced by Todd Delaney, "Walk Around Heaven," and
Oh,
so that was a great
that was
collaboration.
beautiful. I heard that
Yeah,
one.
you did. Thank you, thank you,
Uh-huh.
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I collaborated with Todd Delaney on that particular song. My
Mhm.
last song, "Jesus," featuring Michelle Prather, I collaborated with a producer out of Indianapolis, Indiana, and he brought a whole urban feel to an original song. I created an original song called Jesus, and he came in and brought a whole urban feel to it, and it just became amazing, an amazing song. And to this day, it's making impacts on the radio and climbing the gospel charts, to this day. And the same thing with Give Peace a Chance. Hey, collaborating with Walter is a great producer. He took a good song and just made it a great song.
Yeah.
And so I enjoy collaborating. And then I enjoy collaborating with the greats. Those who know how to take some lemon and make some real good down
Great
home lemonade.
lemonade. I know. Or an Arnold
Yes.
Palmer or something. Yeah, I know. I know.
Exactly. So yeah, I do love collaborating. It kind of reminds me of when Dolly Parton wrote a song, "I Will Always Love You,"
I know.
and her version was a great version.
It
But
was.
then comes Whitney Houston,
Hmm.
and that collaboration and that reproduction
Just
of
went.
that song, it just went to a whole different level. And
Was.
that's yeah, a whole different whole it just made it just became a worldwide phenomena.
Right.
And that's why I enjoy collaborations. I love great voices. I love great soprano voices. Oh my God, my mom is a soprano.
Ah,
I Yep, I love great tenor voices. I just love great voices other than my own.
come on, come
I
on.
know, right?
I just about to ask you because
Yeah.
you do sing because
Yes.
your voice in a different arrangement is
Yes.
tend to give peace a chance,
Yes.
right? Right.
Yes. Yes.
So I know
Yes.
you
Yes.
sing. So we already know
Yes.
that you sing. So
Yeah.
so you sing, you write, you
Yeah.
compose.
Yeah.
Out of those, what's your favorite to do?
My favorite is writing.
Is
Oh my
writing?
God. It's
Yeah.
my favorite is writing. I love being expressive in my lyrics and in my writing. I love
Yeah.
expressing my feelings or expressing joy or sharing about world events in my music. And, I
Hmm.
love helping people through the message of song. I
Right.
love inspiring people through the message of song. And writing is the most
It's a
important thing in my
tool.
life. I
Yeah.
love it.
Are you a
Yes.
teacher as well? Because you sound like you could teach. Are you a teacher? Are you an educator?
Um, so I'm not an educator. However, I have been given an opportunity to teach
Okay.
at the Cornerstone Christian University, whereby I have been asked or tapped on the shoulder to teach music business at the Cornerstone Christian
Look at
University.
you. Look at you.
So
Wow.
I will be given an opportunity to teach for the first time, whereby I will inspire teach students and teach them on how to handle their business in the music
That's
business,
important.
because this is so important, because the music business can be cutthroat, and if
It
you don't
can
know
be.
what you're doing, you can write a
Hmm.
song and walk away with nothing and nothing to show for it. And
Hmm.
the kids grow up and they never receive or reap the benefits of what you did 10, 20, 50 years ago.
Right.
So what I will be teaching is how to instruct students on how to protect their music, how to do the copyrights,
Yep.
and,
Yep. That's important.
and how to request music contracts when you're working in the music business industry. And then there's the publishing side of it, to show
Uh,
students on, hey, this is what you need to do to get your royalties. This is what you need to do to get paid.
hmm.
And so those things are very important, and it's very rarely taught. It's very rarely shared
True.
because people like to get over, on songwriters. So now, and already songwriters don't get enough money anyway, from
True.
streams and things like that, and because people don't download music anymore.
Right.
And so you try to get what you can as much as you can. But yeah, I enjoy teaching and sharing
And
knowledge.
teaching and sharing, and it's really important as you're saying, especially having the passion that you have for
Mhm.
music. It is also a blessing that you want to share because not everybody who has a passion for music wants to share.
Mhm.
They,
Exactly.
it's just about putting their own passions to action
Right.
and
Exactly.
making it work for themselves. It's like I'm paying my dues, you
Yeah.
pay yours. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that thing about paying it forward, it's kind of harsh um in the minds of some people. It's like why should I give
Mhm.
away what I've learned? Nobody gave me
Sure.
anything. But
Sure.
but but all jokes aside though, in that when we give, I
Yeah.
believe this, and I always close out my show. Exactly, you
Yeah.
receive.
It's you
What
receive.
you
Yeah.
make happen for others, God will
Yes.
make
Yes.
happen for you. So you
He
can't
will.
have a closed hand and
Right.
expect
Exactly.
things to come to you. That is
Right.
not the way of the world. You know,
Right.
e- Especially from what I've seen, I've learned, I've lived
Yeah.
in that if you hoard it, it's going to
Yep.
spoil, break,
Exactly.
go to waste or whatever. But when you give
Sure.
it out, there's no greater feeling in the world. This is just my take, and we're going to go to break. This
Okay.
is just my take.
Hmm.
When you give, isn't
Hmm.
there something that makes you feel like you're going to explode,
Yes,
like
yes,
you're going to
yeah,
burst, like this is such a
yeah,
good
yeah.
feeling
The
that you're
feeling,
getting?
yeah.
It's a
Yeah, it is.
wonderful
It is. And because I've experienced I have so many experiences of when you give, the more you give, God
the
is
more
going to
you
give back to you. Because you can never outgive God.
ever.
No, you can never, ever, ever. And God loves a giver. God loves a giver. God loves somebody who will open up that fist,
Hmm.
and share and give, no matter whether it's knowledge, whether it's information, whether it's money. Now I give away
Whatever.
money too. I
Hmm.
probably be wealthy now if I start giving away so much
All the
money.
seeds I've sown, my God.
Yeah, something.
I should see a whole
Yes,
heck of a
yes.
return back on
Okay,
that.
yes, yes.
But
Yeah, but God gives back to us in other ways, and
other
not
he
just
does,
money.
not
He gives
monetarily,
he
just yeah,
monetarily, he gives us back in safety, security, good
that
health.
part.
All those things he gives back, health to our kids, and prosperity to our family and kids. And so
Long
God gives
life.
back in long life.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
So
promise. It's
it
a
is a
promise.
promise. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it
Exactly.
is.
Yeah.
So, I'm loving this conversation. I hope you guys are enjoying it as well. We're gonna take the last break. You see how quick that first half hour went,
And
just
oh
like
yes,
that.
wow.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and we've got about 28 minutes in the show left. Not, but we're not going to leave here without seeing the music premiere. And I did put together a little video for the song. But in any
Awesome.
event, we're going to take this last break so we can come back and chop it up a little bit more with our
Mhm.
special guest. Eldrick Rodgers is here, you guys. Yay!
Hey, hey.
And we're going to share that music premiere in just a little bit, so don't go away. We'll be right back right here on Indie Artist Reveal Worldwide.
Join us every Monday at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time to hear the stories of artists you love and discover artists you'll learn to love on Indie Artist Reveal Worldwide via Facebook and YouTube. The expansion continues. You can locate us on 10 affiliate radio stations, rebroadcasting Indie Artist Reveal Worldwide segments around the globe. Come on, join the indie community.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to the show. Sabrina Taylor here with my special guest, Eldrick Rodgers. He is here tonight, and we are chopping it up about his life and his music and so very much more. I wanted to actually pull you up on YouTube, not YouTube, on Spotify, because I wanted to go to one of your songs, and here you are. Yes, he is on Spotify, so you guys go and follow him there. There's so many places on these social pages and
So many
um
places. Mhm.
music platforms to
Yeah.
follow. And it's like, but
Yeah.
didn't I just follow him the other day? But you didn't follow him on Spotify. So go to Spotify and follow him as well. It's all worth it. I'm going back to Your Touch. It was a single.
Touch. Oh yes. Oh wow.
Amazing
Thank you.
song.
You're gonna make me cry.
Um,
Yeah.
so as I'm listening to this song, and it's
Mhm.
almost like, I mean, I don't think music like gets old. Now,
Yes.
maybe the
Yes.
sound, may need to be tweaked. And I'm not talking about your
Sure.
song, but I'm saying
Sure. Sure.
songs
Sure. Sure.
old
Right.
may need to
Exactly.
be tweaked and brought forward. But this
Hmm.
song is an amazing song. Did you ever take it to
Thank you.
radio, Eldrick?
I did in the beginning. That song was no. I apologize. I never took that song to radio.
Got
That
it.
song was mostly pushed on streaming
Got
platforms.
it. On the music. Okay.
But yeah, but I'd never pushed that song to radio. So At that time, when that song first came out and was written, I wasn't really privy on the radio thing, or did not have the connections that I have now.
Mhm.
But no, I never took it to the radio.
I somehow I knew you were going to tell me that.
Yeah.
What was the inspiration behind your touch though?
Oh, wow, wow. So your touch initially came from a very, very, very dark time in my life.
Mm,
And I was very depressed during that time that I wrote that song, to the point whereby I was really contemplating on ending my life.
wow.
And yeah, it was a very dark time. And I can remember I was walking down the street and I sat down on the curb.
Mm,
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, and I sat down on the curb and I just looked up to heaven. I said, God, I just need your touch. I just need you. I just need you to touch me right now. I need some help, or else I will not make it. And God heard me. He actually came down on that little curb that I was sitting on, and I was
mhm.
thinking about running across the street into some traffic. And he actually came down and he actually um, helped me through that period of time in my life. And so that was the inspiration around this song. I actually connected with another songwriter here in Memphis called Tony Dickerson,
Mhm.
and we talk about collaborations.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
so I collaborated with Tony Dickerson, and he took part of what I wrote and he added some more things, collaborated with some other things to the song, and brought in the soloist and made the song an amazing song. And
It
so
is
that's what.
amazing.
Thank you. That's why I say it's you talking about open up that fist, you
Sure.
know,
Yeah.
and sharing, and it was a great opportunity to share that with Tony Dickerson, and he helped me to take that song to a whole different level.
Wow.
But the message, but the initial inspiration came from a dark time and
Yeah.
dark depressive time in my life.
And there are a lot of musicians. They just and I hate to keep referencing African American families, but
Yeah.
that's what I grew up in.
No, that's all
um,
you know.
I mean, that's all we know. But but we were taught what happens here
Mhm.
stays here.
Stays here. Yes. Yeah.
And so, how do you expect a man or a woman to heal
Mhm.
if they're not encouraged to share?
To share. Yeah.
Hence, thoughts of
Hmm.
suicide,
Yeah.
closing yourself off and becoming antisocial,
Yeah.
depression becoming
Hmm.
overbearing.
And
And
that stuff
and
was taboo. That stuff was
it was
taboo
taboo.
in
Yeah.
the African American community. You don't talk
My wait
about.
to, hmm
Yeah.
hmm
Yeah. Yeah, you
Yeah.
can talk. You don't talk about the depressions, or
Mm-mm.
your mother has a mental illness. Your uncle got a mental illness, and
Abuse.
and
You don't
abuse. Yeah,
you
you don't
do
talk about
not
that
bring the skeletons out of your family
out of
closet.
place. Yeah,
But then
exactly.
here's the thing.
Yeah.
If if we know what's good for us, we would,
Mhm.
because there is a such thing as generational curses,
Yes, it
right?
is. Yes.
Passing things down from one generation to another. Here you
Mhm.
are and I don't mean you, us. Okay,
Us.
I don't want to make you think I'm singling you out,
No, 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 no. You're fine. I'm good.
but as we grow and mature, we're
Mhm.
wondering, why am I so angry? Or why
Yes.
am I such a loner? Or
Yes.
why is it I can't control myself when it comes to sex? Or why am
Yes.
I an
Yes.
alcoholic or food?
Yes.
Whatever that it
Yes.
is.
Yes.
I
Yes.
bet if you go backwards and you
Yes.
ask some questions, you're gonna
And
find
yeah.
it came from back
Yeah.
there.
If they tell you, if they're willing to
Yeah,
tell
that's
you.
somebody.
'Cause you like, because because some things that your
It's
parents
like,
did and grandparents did, it's like maybe that's
don't
gonna
tell
agree with
anybody.
me.
And that's not, I think I'll say this, um, to maybe, um, how do I say it? I think our family was trying to protect us.
Sure. Yes.
So if you don't tell them,
Yeah.
it won't be like a, not
Right.
my family, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
there's no shame. I just wanted,
Sure.
I struggled with the right thing to say in behalf of the why. Maybe
Hmm.
it's because they wanted to protect us.
Yes.
Maybe
Yes.
that's a part of the why.
Or,
But
or back to
then
the shame, or back to the shame
that's it.
thing. It's just
Mhm.
that rate of being ashamed of being
Yep.
exposed, and
Yeah.
I'm not going to
Yeah.
tell my business.
I know. I mean, oh my God, there's so many more things I could share, but I don't want to take up your time. I'm
No,
telling
you're
this is
fine.
good
I'm enjoying
conversation.
it.
I mean, it
I'm enjoying
really
this.
is. But I'm
Yeah.
glad though, Eldrick, that you channeled it through
Uh-huh.
music.
Through my music. Yes. Yes.
And God allowed you to remain here.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
there's some doors that we open, we don't know we open.
Yeah.
Satan comes in and
Exactly.
you know, when we see people die at a young age, I
Yeah.
know we want to know, well, wait, why did that happen? Sometimes there are
Sure.
doors open that, we didn't even know we opened due to
Yes.
circumstances. So the
Yes.
enemy
Yeah.
comes in and he does these things and then our life is gone. Um,
Sure.
and then yet we are promised in the word 120 years to live.
Hmm. Yes. Yeah.
And I know people who've lived for 102, 99,
Wow.
102, and then there are
Wow.
some who died at 69.
Yeah.
That's a whole other conversation
A whole other
too.
conversation.
But the one thing
Yes.
I want to bring up is when a person is hurting, going through,
Hmm.
this is going to bless somebody. When a
Sure.
person
Yeah.
is hurting
Yeah.
and they're in pain, if they're
Yes.
going through cancer,
Sure.
sometimes they'll pray and say, Lord, I don't want to be here anymore. We can't
Yes.
pray
Yeah.
against somebody's will. We can pray for
Yeah.
them, but if they're
Yeah.
ready to go
Yeah.
and we're praying, that's like a pull. So,
Yes.
of course, God hears our prayers, but He hears that person's prayers. If that person says,
Sure.
I don't want to stay here in this pain, and
Yes.
they transition, then that should release you. Not to be
Sure.
mad at God, but see, we
Yeah.
don't know that the person said that. So we're mad at
Exactly.
God for 10, 15 years. You're supposed to
Exactly.
save my mom, or you're supposed to save my
Yeah.
brother. Why did she die? Maybe she
Sure.
said to God, I don't want to be here anymore.
I don't want to be here anymore. Yep.
That's
Yep.
going to bless
Exactly.
somebody all by
Yeah.
itself.
That's one lesson by it all by itself. Yes.
Oh, but I am
Mhm.
so glad you channeled this through music. I really
Yeah.
am. I
And
really am.
that's why your touch was so pivotal for me and so important, because I incorporated scriptures into that song.
Ah,
And because the Bible, so we overcome by testimony and by the blood of the Lamb.
that's
And so
it.
when you hear the word, and you speak the word and you share the word, and that word itself, you don't need to add nothing else to it. You just put the
Nothing
word
to
out
it.
there, and what God promised for us, and then God will do what He said He's going to
Said
do.
he's going to do. That's right.
Yeah,
Walk
yeah,
around heaven.
yes, walk around heaven. Yeah.
Love
So
that
walk
song.
around heaven. Thank you, thank you,
Mhm.
thank you, thank you. Walk around heaven was a dream song. It was
Yes, it
one of those
was.
songs.
Yeah.
It was one of those songs that I received in my dream overnight, and so I got up, and it was just not leave me alone. I was like, move, go away, leave me alone. But that song kept haunting me, and so every time I got up, every night I went to bed, Walk Around Heaven was on my brain. Every time I got
Mhm.
up in the morning, Walk Around Heaven was on my brain. And the
Right.
more and more it kept coming to me, the more and more the lyrics kept coming to me.
Wow.
Um, and so it became a song that I just it's something. There are times you just have to do it. You just if your child keeps bugging you, mommy, I'm hungry,
You're
feed
gonna
me,
mhm.
you're gonna get up and
You're
you're
gonna
gonna
feed
feed
that child.
that child.
Yeah.
So Walk on Heaven and a lot of my other songs, it kept bugging me. I'm hungry, feed me, look, hear me. Write me, write me, write me.
Yeah.
And so I wrote it and finished it up, and that's the song that I connected with Ty Delaney on. He produced
That's
it.
right.
And
That's right. Right. And then there's Jesus, which we talked about. I wanted,
mhm.
do you, and I just want to put this seed in the ground. I
Yes,
think all of these singles need to go on an album.
I have been offered that as well.
I'm just saying. And I'm gonna leave that alone with you. But I mean,
Yeah,
these are too good to be like left out there, because a lot of people don't know how good this. You guys need to go to Eldrick's library. And I'm telling you, every song, the three songs, well, at least the ones that are out here. And I don't see oh, that's because it's the 23rd. The current song, it's
yes,
not on,
yes.
not yet, not
Well,
until
yeah,
the,
yeah. On the
until
23rd,
on the
that's when it will
23rd.
show up.
So
Yeah,
it
on
goes
Spotify.
live on all of
Yes,
the okay.
all the platforms. Yes.
Right. So you guys really, you're getting it here before it like goes out to all the
Yeah.
digital platforms, and I'm so honored for that. But I think all of these songs, Walk Around Heaven, Your Touch, Jesus, and then Give Peace a Chance, needs to go um, on an album as a body of work. Because I promise you, when you're traveling, I love great music. Somebody said something asked from an R&B group, if you're traveling, who do you want to have playing while you're traveling?
Yeah, while traveling. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So one of my favorite R&B groups is Mace featuring Frankie Beverly.
Oh
I could
yes.
just travel with them,
I know it. Who can't
hours.
who don't love bass?
They have a library that just
Okay, it's
never
crazy.
ends. I know. And so, but this is the kind of album that you want on while you're traveling.
That's great.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate
So
that.
you're so welcome. So everybody, I want you to prepare for our music premiere.
Mhm.
And yes, you guys are popping back in. See, people know I do my music premieres near the end. So they go in, they come out. What's she talking about? And I'll be back. And
Yeah.
so it's fine. And I want you guys on the replay as well to enjoy this. Our special guest, Eldrick Rodgers, tonight, Give Peace a Chance, featuring Christopher Barnes. We're going to talk about him.
That's an amazing guy, boy.
He's an amazing
He's so
singer.
amazing.
Comes from a famous family as well.
Famous families, yeah, yeah.
Yes,
I was
indeed.
very fortunate
I know.
to get him on my song. Oh my God, oh my God.
I totally agree. So you guys enjoy Give Peace a Chance by Eldrick Rodgers featuring Christopher Barnes.
Christopher, thank you.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Father, help us. Everybody's talking about fighting, talking about wars and people dying. Give peace and love a chance. So put down the guns and lift a hand. Everybody's talking about shooting, robbing stores and people looting. Give peace and love a chance to heal our hearts and heal our land. A chance. We need to. Everybody's talking about Asians, other races and color faces. Give peace and love a chance. Stop all the hurt, stop all the hate. Give peace a chance to show. Open arms, a hand to hold. Give peace a chance to grow. Started at home, and the world will know too. Oh, our world can't take it no more.
That was my.
Give peace a chance. Thank you, Ron.
That
Oh, thank
was
you,
amazing.
Eldrick. Thank
Thank you.
you.
That was,
I'm a
that was
visual creature.
yes. That was amazing.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. The song is amazing.
Thank you.
So
Thank
amazing.
you.
Talk to us about your inspiration for Give Peace a Chance.
So my inspiration for Give Peace a Chance came from a racially charged environment that the world was in back in 2021 and 22.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Back in 2020, if you guys remember the George
Yep.
Floyd protests.
Yeah.
Also in 2020, the Kyle Rittenhouse protests,
Mm-hmm.
from the killings that he did, in Kenosha, Wisconsin, and then his trial started. It was in 2021 where he was acquitted. And all of those things were going on in the environment, in the communities, and in the world. And then the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
And there was riots behind that, and as well as the killing of Amir Locke.
Yep.
If I remember those things. So when I was in school at Berkeley School of Music, taking the writing the hit songs, all of this was going on. And I was and so we was working. I was taking my class from home, and I was in front of my computer having my classes, but then turn my head over to the television and see the world is just on fire and people rioting, and during this time Asians were being killed.
Yep. That's right.
For being Asians, and
Yep.
we African Americans were being shot and killed just for being African American. And so during the time when I was at the school at Berkeley writing and taking the course, we had an assignment that particular time, and so in my assignment, I just pulled from all those things that were being overly charged in the environment and in the world at that time, and I said, gosh. I don't even know where the title even came from. I was like, gosh, can we just give some peace, and have some peace, and that's when I just God eventually gave me just give peace a chance, son.
Yeah.
And that's where the inspiration came from. I took from things that people were going through in their lives and in the world, and I just like, hey, we've got to do better,
We do. I
and
agree.
I thought about there's so many families who need peace in their homes.
Yes.
You have families warring against each other, and you have the
Well, I'm
blacks
saying,
warring against the white,
right.
and then you have the blacks warring against the
Let's see.
blacks.
Mm-hmm.
We warred against each other.
That's it.
And so I just wanted to do my part. I just wanted to do my part to try to make the world a better place, and to try to make the world out to be better than it is. And so this was my contribution to try and do something. I couldn't get out there and ride with all those people, and because we were not riding here in Memphis, I couldn't get out there and ride and hold signs and get out there and shit, shout and scream. And so I was like, I'm just going to use my platform, which is writing music, as a way to show the world, hey, we can do better.
But Stevie Wonder did it best.
He did.
He looked at the world. And as you just stated, he couldn't get out there and be among, all of the violence and the tragedies that happened. Yes. So he penned it. He penned everything he felt.
He penned it, yeah.
And his music. Right now, one of my favorite albums is Songs in the Key of Life. That's one of my favorites. And not only did he do that, Marvin Gaye also. There are a lot of artists who have that passion. And I think not every artist, not that they don't care, but it's
Mhm.
like the anointing.
Sure.
There are different anointings at different ministries.
Yes. Yeah.
Some have
And
anointings
in
for
different season,
families.
and different seasons.
Mhm.
Yep.
Some
Yep.
some have an anointing for families and marriage.
Sure.
Some have an
Yep.
anointing for healing and deliverance. Do you see what
Yep.
I'm saying?
Sure.
Every
Sure. Sure.
but it's not isolated. So you may
Right.
have
Exactly.
100,000 churches for healing and deliverance. You may have 50,000 churches that reach families and marriage. Um,
Yes.
you may have a church who solely ministers to singles and their singleness. Do you know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean?
Sure. Yep.
And so,
Exactly.
but we're all a part of the body
Yes.
to
Exactly.
encourage each other. And so I
Exactly.
said that example to say, I think the artists care, but their
Mhm.
passion may be something different. And those who have a
Sure.
passion to speak
Mhm.
on social issues and world issues,
Yes.
I just think it's so impressive. And I love
Yes.
it.
Yes.
And I appreciate you guys
Thank you.
for putting it to paper and then putting it in our ears.
Years.
And
Yeah.
then it makes us think, okay, so what more can we do? Do you know what I
Sure.
mean?
Sure. Exactly. Exactly.
So thank you so much for having the passion, for wanting
Yeah.
to make the world
Thank
a
you.
better place,
Thank you.
um,
Thank you.
to change it
Yeah.
for the good. Thank you so
Sure.
much.
Exactly.
We
And
appreciate
I
it.
appreciate it. I really, really want to give shout out to Walter Person,
Yes,
producer.
producer.
Oh my God, that's when you know you're working with a great producer, when
Yeah.
you can take like the analogy I gave before, take some lemons and and make an amazing Arnold Palmer, you know. And,
I
yeah,
know.
and Walter's one of those guys. He has such a vast array of experiences working with so many different types of
Yeah.
artists, from rap to hip hop to gospel,
Hmm.
and I reached out to Walter and I said, Walter, I got this song, and I want to take it to the next level. I want to make it commercialized and market, and that's exactly what Walter did. He came in and put his producing expertise to
We
it,
did
and
that. Hmm.
brought in Chris, and just made the song what it is today. So without
Yeah.
Walter,
Yeah. And
um,
Chris is from an amazing
and
family of singers
oh
anyway.
Oh my God, that boy is from such. Oh my God, I wish I was a part of their family.
Oh, those
But
are,
yeah, Chris
yep.
is from an amazing family, from
Yeah.
the Barnes, and his from way back, his dad and his granddad, and they have been
Was it
performing,
T.C.
singing.
Barnes? Reverend T.C. Barnes was the
I
great.
forgot, I forgot his dad's name,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I forgot their names. But they have
Mhm.
been singing and writing and performing
For
for
years.
years,
Yeah.
and I'm
Absolutely.
excited for what this song's going to do for Chris too.
I am
You
too.
know, I'm
Super.
really praying and hoping that this song will really catapult him to the next level and bless him and his endeavors and whatever it is,
Yeah.
as an artist and as a singer.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I appreciate the both of them.
Well, I am honored to be a part of the team
Yes, you
that
are.
will help make this
Thank you.
a world known
Well, yeah,
song. Even in the
yeah,
UK, we are putting
yes,
together strategically ways to get you heard. I'm
excellent,
honored to
excellent.
be working with Marvin Mack and
Yes, Marvin Max, it's great. Yep.
the Urban Influencer
Yeah,
Radio
urban
Station.
influence, and
Yes, I
he's
know.
already doing his thing.
Yeah, mhm,
Marvin's already doing
absolutely.
his thing.
So
Yes.
you get your chops ready because you're going to have a lot of interviews, sir, whether you want to or not.
And
And
you
he
know
does,
I do not.
isn't he amazing, guys? I mean, you have had so much dialogue with me. And
Oh my
I'm just
God.
going to tell people a little bit that, he came kicking and screaming.
Oh yes,
He
yes.
did,
It's
but
still
look
kicking and
how
screaming.
beautiful we have communicated. And so
Yes.
there's so much more in store. We're going to make this song the best that we can. We've had comments along the way and
Mhm.
hearts, and people have just attested to how great of a teacher you are. The hearts are there. Make sure you go back and take a look at some of the comments inside of the post broadcast tonight,
Well,
and just let people know that you appreciate them, and I know you do. You just can't
yes,
see
yes.
everything
I
that
can't
I
right.
can see. Not right
Yeah,
now.
yeah. Yes.
So what's next? What's coming up next for the song? I know we've got a strategy for you for radio and
Hmm.
social media, but what
Hmm.
more beyond that would you like to share with us that we can look out for?
The song has actually been premiered on the gospel side of the house. I know you and Marv are promoted on the R&B and the soul side.
Yep.
So today, it premiered with Dallas Frazier on the gospel side, and Dallas has a huge platform, huge
Yes.
and amazing platform,
Oh, yes. Yeah.
and so he's premiered it today on the gospel side of the house,
That is
and we're
awesome.
just yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
and so we're just looking and waiting for opportunities to come, and we may have an opportunity to perform it and with the Carlos Hales pretty soon, hopefully, and in Nashville, and so we're waiting to see what God has for us and has for the world, and hopefully we can make a difference.
You will.
One one song at a time.
One song at a time. Absolutely. Ab- Absolutely. Well, I have shared how to connect with Eldrick. Um, Make sure you guys connect with him on social. All of the platforms are not up there, just a few, so we don't overwhelm you. But go in and type in Eldrick is not like a common name like George or Bob. So if you type it in, you'll find him. He's easy to find. We want you to connect. We want you to share, support. That's how you can support the project by
Yes,
sharing and
yes,
liking,
yes,
and going to Spotify and
yeah.
becoming a monthly listener.
And
We're not
download. Oh my God, when it
and
comes out,
and
download,
I was gonna
download,
say, and download that,
download.
yeah, stream that. We're not gonna
Yeah,
send you anything on
yeah,
email or harass you, but this is the
yes,
way the indie artists uh, can elevate, if you will.
yes.
So we want your support that way, and we thank you guys so much coming with us tonight. What do you want to leave the audience with when they hear this song?
I want people to hear the song and to be able to apply it to their own lives,
Mhm.
and apply it to their own families and their own neighborhoods, and
Of course.
and especially to their own lives and their own family, and seek out the peace. And you have families that are warring, and you have brothers and sisters that are fighting and warring against each other, and you have mothers are warring with their kids, and
That's true.
so I'm hoping that it can inspire families to come back together, and let peace reign and abide in their own homes, in their own lives, and even
Right.
their own spirits. Because
Of
there's so
course.
many people that are warring,
In within.
wars. Yeah, within wars come in so many different ways, so many different
Yeah.
methods of different places, and there are people warring within themselves and their spirits. I'm hoping that this song can be an inspiration,
Yeah.
to bring peace. Let the peace of God rule and reign, and abide on the inside of you
I love it.
from this day forward and forevermore.
And I receive it. I hope you guys receive it.
Yeah.
But Eldrick, thank you so much for spending an hour with us tonight.
Thank
It
you for
has
the invite.
been,
Thank you. Thank
oh,
you.
it has been such an honor and a pleasure to have you on. Remember your
Thank you.
family now, no more invitations. You just shout at me when you need,
Yeah.
and we'll try and accommodate you in as much as we possibly can. But it is,
Thank you.
yeah, listen, somebody else is already saying the same thing. Debut album,
Yeah.
let's go. We
It's my
want it.
son-in-law.
Oh,
My
got it.
son-in-law.
Your son-in-law. We want a debut, and I told you, we want all these singles on one
Yeah,
body of work. So
yeah,
when we're riding around the city, or if we
yeah,
just are Saturdays, that's when we clean up at the end of the
yeah.
week. We want to hear
Uh-huh.
that inspirational music, even on
That's
a
great.
Sunday
That's
evening.
great.
We may
Yeah,
want to hear some great gospel music, and we'd love to
yeah.
put you on and
Thank
spin
you. Thank
you.
you. Yeah. Thank
Absolutely.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, everybody, we want to say again, thank you for joining us. Remember, what you make happen for others, God will make it happen for
Make
you.
happen for you.
Take care. We love you. See you next week. Hold on, Eldrick. Don't go
Thank you.
anywhere. And I
All
love you
right.
guys. I'll see you next week.